What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City video. Today we're going to be doing another Manchester City transfer update. Before I do crack on with today's video, remember, like always, if you are enjoying the content, then do subscribe to my channel. Remember, we're going to be doing daily Manchester City transfer updates, which are going to be rolling throughout the summer transfer window from June. So if you want to stay up to date every single day with all the latest City transfer news this summer on YouTube, make sure you have subscribed to my channel, the go-to channel for City transfer content this summer. Also, don't forget as well, social media links, they're in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and search for me and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. I'm actively looking for a sponsor for them daily Manchester City transfer updates, so if that is something that does interest you, do let me know through my email. TikTok link also in the description if you want to go and follow me on there. Leave a thumbs up, 300 likes is the aim, and most importantly, do let me know your thoughts in the comments below, as I'm always interested in what you do have to say with regards to these transfers. So let's crack on with this video. Let's start off with the outs, and we've got the very latest on Zack Steffen. Now, Pep Guardiola apparently wants a younger goalkeeper in at City as our number 3 this summer. He wants Zack Steffen to leave Manchester City. City are looking for around £10 million. That's according to the Northern Echo, which are covering stories based on Middlesbrough. So I presume Middlesbrough have at least inquired about the price of what City would be looking for Zack Steffen. The price, £10 million. I'm very interested if City are looking towards third choice goalkeepers. I wonder what that might mean for Lord Scott Carson as well, waiting for further clarification on his future. Now, moving on, we've got the very latest on Ilkay Gundogan, and Martin Blackburn over at the Sun, reliable with City information, says that Manchester City are at the table. They're trying to get Gundogan to extend his contract. Barcelona have offered Gundo a contract 2 years with the option of a third. Manchester City apparently only willing to offer 12-month extension with the option of a further 12 months on top of that. City are more optimistic that a compromise can be found from both camps and a deal can still be signed. And the standards say that Gundogan isn't going to make any decision on his future until after the Champions League final, and the clock is ticking when it comes to a new contract and keeping Gundogan here at Manchester City because his contract expires in just over a month's time. Now, moving on, we've got the very latest on Joao Cancelo, and Reshad Rahman on Twitter says that Barcelona, they're in the market for a new right-back this summer, and Joao Cancelo tops their market list when it comes to potentially bringing in a right-back. The problem is Manchester City are looking for €70 million, currently out on loan at Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich consider €70 million to be expensive. City are exploring other options, including negotiating the fee down and potentially any swaps as well, and also gets further complicated because Arsenal, they are interested in signing Joao Cancelo, and word is, I've heard, they may be willing to meet Manchester City's value when it comes to Joao Cancelo. So if we've got a club willing to pay the money, why would we sell to Barcelona when Barcelona have literally no money? We'll see. Now, moving on, we've also got the latest on Julian Alvarez, and funny on this one, but Christian Falk says that Bayern Munich, they don't see Julian Alvarez as a regular at Manchester City, and because of that, have inquired about his availability this summer. They say they think his future is uncertain despite him signing a new one-year contract extension, being seen as a regular first-team player at Manchester City. He's settled and happy at Manchester City, but Bayern Munich, they don't think that and want to come in for him. Manchester City's stance very clear on this. Julian Alvarez is not for sale. Now, moving on to the final transfer of the hours, we've got the latest on Bernardo Silva. Now, Matteo Moretto over in Italy says that Paris Saint-Germain, they have submitted a bid for Bernardo Silva. Manchester City, they currently plan to sit down and talk with Bernardo after the Champions League final to talk about his future, to talk about PSG, to talk about this bid and see where he wants to go from there. As of right now, though, Bernardo Silva, very professional, and his focus is only on the upcoming games for Manchester City. Now, moving on to the ins, we've got the very latest on Alexis Mac Allister, and David McDonnell over at the Mirror says that Manchester City, they're ready to do battle with Liverpool to try and sign Mac Allister this summer. I do imagine a lot would depend on what happens with the future of Ilkay Gundogan. I think Mac Allister would be a good option for City should Gundogan leave. I've also heard lots of rumours that he's set to sign for Liverpool and that Manchester City, whilst are interested, No talks are currently underway with the player and his entourage. No talks are in place between City and Brighton and Hove Albion. Liverpool already have an agreement, as per Fabrizio Romano, with the player and his camp for personal terms, and Liverpool negotiating a fee with Brighton. So Manchester City very much behind in that race, so I'm not so sure. But speaking about central midfielders, moves us on to a new name for this summer, Marco Verratti. And GFFN over in France say that Manchester City, they've inquired to PSG about Verratti's availability this summer. Verratti does turn 31 in November. As I said, if this is an option for Ilkay Gundogan leaving and bringing somebody in, and we can get Verratti on a good deal, I wouldn't say no. What does this mean for Bernardo Silva? I don't know. Manchester City surely will be looking long-term here for a central midfielder this summer. And whilst I rate Verratti and I think he's a good player, is he long-term? The answer is no. Gundogan's a year older than Verratti in November, so I don't really understand why you'd want to bring in someone who's a year younger when you've already got a solid player here who's done a cracking job at Manchester City, who is of a fantastic standard. And would Verratti be happy to be rotated and be a squad player at City? Further complications as well. We'll have to wait and see. Now, moving on to the final transfer of this video takes us on to an update on Josko Gvardiol over at RB Leipzig. Now, BILD over in Germany say that RB Leipzig, they're ready to talk with Manchester City over a deal for Josko Gvardiol. They want, for their finances, 100 million euros. That's their demand, and they're not going to budge on 100 million euros. It's a very expensive transfer to get done. I'm not too sure there is any wiggle room here for Manchester City to negotiate that fee down. And in terms of bringing in a player like Gvardiol, it will take players to leave. Players like Aymeric Laporte, because Gvardiol, to me, would be a replacement for him. Manchester City don't need to replace Joao Cancelo, so to speak, because Gvardiol can cover on that left-hand side. We've got Rico Lewis, we've got John Stones, we've got Kyle Walker. The right side, to me, absolutely fine. It's all about that left-hand side, and if we do let Laporte leave, ideally you want a player like Nathan Ake that can cover left-back, can cover centre-back as well, and Josko Gvardiol ticks them boxes. So the only way I see City spending 100 million euros on Gvardiol this summer is if both Cancelo and Laporte leave, and the combined fees for them two players exceeds that of 100 million euros. So in terms of net spend, it's costing Manchester City nothing, because at the end of the day, it's not our money. So you can sit here and say 100 million euros is a lot for a player, but if City have made that in player sales to fund for a move, then it doesn't really affect Manchester City when bringing these players in. It was the same with Jack Grealish, 100 million pound, that was his value. City were happy to pay that. We'd made 100 million pounds that summer in player sales. We didn't sign anybody else, so that transfer was doable. The City were happy to pay that price. We made the transfer happen, and it's the same here for Josko Gvardiol as well. I would say in terms of realistic transfers, probably the most realistic. Problem is, Cancelo needs to leave, Laporte needs to leave. They both need to be permanent transfers, and they're two very difficult deals to get done. But again, as I said, I will keep my eyes and ears open for you guys. So there we go. That has been today's transfer update. Do leave a thumbs up. 300 likes is the aim. Do let me know your thoughts as well in the comments below. Remember, subscribe. We're doing daily Manchester City transfer updates from June to keep you guys up to date throughout the summer, every single day on YouTube with all the latest Manchester City transfer news. So if you haven't already, do subscribe. Social media links, they're in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. TikTok link also in the description if you want to go and follow me on there. And I'll see you all again real soon for the next Manchester City video. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.